Hi, it's Jules Muller, Chief Chick at Chicks Connect. And for January week 3, we're talking about love of spirit. Now, many of the gurus that teach in the space of personal and professional growth and development refer to spirit. We all have our own interpretation of what that means. For some of you, that is the God of your choice. Others have universe or perhaps even a higher self or higher power of some sort. While working through this sensitive topic, we want to make sure that we understand that people have different ideas and beliefs, and we all need to feel safe while sharing from our own perspective. The purpose of this is not to change someone's mind to believe what you believe, but to increase our understanding, our tolerance, and our acceptance of these differences, and really look for the similarities. Be amazed, ask questions. It's through education and understanding that we all grow in love. Take a moment to write down what spirit means to you. Feel free to even change the word from spirit to the word that you use. How do you show love and nurture your relationship with spirit? How does spirit show up in the work that you do, in your business, your messaging, and your story? So that work that you do, maybe it's in your nonprofit, maybe you do have a business and you really bring that into that. Or maybe you have other hobbies and things that you do. So not everyone has business. We want to be understanding of that. So once I was able to understand my connection to something greater than me, I felt a sense of relief. I once believed that I was in charge of everything. Imagine that. I still tend to lead toward control, but I now know that I can turn it over at any time. I also know that that's a false sense of control. But anyway, I don't have to carry the weight of the world on my shoulders. I have a couple of techniques that I use I'll share after this short story. So my connection with Spirit, God, allowed me to learn to love myself, forgive myself, embrace all that I am, and be able to share that with others. Had I not spent time growing, learning, believing, and opening myself up to something even greater, Chicks Connect would not exist. Chicks Connect came through me because I was open to receiving. Believe me, it was not my plan. My plan was to bring women together in my new town and network with a little twist, just once, to build those relationships over a cup of coffee and introduce the women that I knew to some other women. My plan was to meet one time at Chuck's Coffee. And, I was busy, so God's plan was different. After our first meeting, the women said they wanted to do it again, and we scheduled a second meeting for the following week. My plan was to have another lesson prepared, meet at a realtor's office, and do what we did before. That was my plan. I was busy after all. I was running an organizing and coaching business. I was selling closets for Closet Factory. I was supporting my Send Out Cards team. I was raising twin 9-year-olds, and my husband had just lost his golf business and lighting company. We'd lost our homes, vehicles, and the life that we knew in Bend, Oregon. So some of you might be able to even relate to this. Maybe you've had some of these experiences yourself. So things were stressful, but I was open to receiving because of all the work and growth that I had done prior to this day, November 10th, 2010. I had 11 years of learning to love myself, 11 years of the supportive women of AA building me back up again and believing that I was worthy and deserving of the unconditional love of Spirit. Even though things were stressful, to say the least, I listened. I listened to the women who said they loved the meeting. I listened to my higher power who said, "You are the one." And I opened up my mouth and I said, I'm sorry, who would like to lead this group? I need to leave and open this up worldwide. Well, that was not my plan. For those of you that have had a moment where Spirit so strongly came through you, you probably know what I mean. Maybe it happens to people all the time. I once had a friend that told me that she's never seen God knock so hard at someone's door until she met me. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what it meant to have a relationship with something that I couldn't see or touch. I didn't believe because I was closed off to the possibilities, and it sounded funny. Plus, back then, I didn't feel deserving of that love. I don't know where you are in your relationship with Spirit, but I encourage you to start learning, growing, and believing in yourself. Use your support group of chicks to help you discover the path. Be open to allowing Spirit into your business. I am still clumsy when it comes to this. I get all emotional and I feel raw. I am much more comfortable with the planning, the doing, and the implementing of life. My growth area is the believing of being deserving and connecting with something greater than myself. So that's my story. We want to know your story and also what came up for you while reading or listening to that story. Where are you on your path with spirit? So tell us a little bit. Fill that in when you have the time. And then what I'd love for you to do is share techniques to connect you with spirit. So what do you all do? How do you bring spirit, or do you bring spirit into your business? How does it show up? A lot of you, are holistic practitioners and healers, and I'm sure you have a lot of wonderful techniques. And then others of you maybe have a marketing business. Does spirit show up at all in your marketing business? How does that work? Maybe you tend to lean toward, me and feel a little clumsy in this area. Well, if you are like me, then we need to continue to ask and look to mentors who are experts in this space. Because if you look at the successful people, and we know success leaves clues, and I mean the successful, happy people, not just the people with all the money. That's not what I mean. The people that are making significant differences in the world, in the lives of others, they are connected to something outside themselves. And they are listening, and they're open to receiving that and being the vehicle to bring that change to the world. So how are you doing it? What techniques can you share with one another? I'm so excited to learn more about what you have going on in this area. Feel free to send me copies of your story because I'd love to hear it. And again, this is Jules Muller. Thanks for listening.